Hi everyone, welcome. My name is Celestine. Today we are going to be doing a standing only foundational workout using the gliders. We also are going to use our massage ball just to warm up. If you don't have a massage ball, you can also use a tennis ball as an option. So go ahead and grab that and grab your gliders. You can also use paper plates or a towel if you do not have this piece of equipment. And we're going to start with this on our feet. Now if you do have your shoes on, go ahead and take them off because we're going to be rolling the bottoms of our feet with this ball. All right, take your foot onto the arch of your, the ball in the arch of the foot, and you're just going to roll back and forth and just kind of release any tension, tightness you may feel in your feet. If you need to do this seated, you can also sit down and just roll out your feet that way so that you're a little bit more stable. Now, because we're going to be using the gliders today, it is a very kind of wobbly piece of equipment. So if you find that you are not able to hold on to your balance and you're falling all over the place, grab a chair and you can just keep it close by and you can place your hands on that chair. All right, so with this, just keep the ball under your foot and just roll back and forth, releasing any tension, tightness that you may feel in your foot and just activating your muscles. So when you're using this ball, it's going to allow you to feel a little bit more stable when you're using that glider under your foot. Then take it to the toe area and you can just rest your heel on the floor and then just kind of rock your ball of your foot back and forth, right and left, as you have your toes curling around the ball and you're pressing the ball of your foot into the massage ball. And then once you've done that, just kind of roll out the toe area to the ball of the foot, just kind of working your ways onto the ball and just kind of releasing any tension, tightness, getting those muscles to start to fire up in the foot. And then take it to your heel. Just be careful it doesn't roll away, and you're going to roll out that heel area. Making little circles. It doesn't matter how you're doing it. You're just going to work that foot. All right, take it to the other side. Start with your arch, and I'll show you to the side here. You're just going to roll out that foot. Should feel really good. If your feet are kind of tight or you've just been wearing shoes all day, you've been standing all day, this should feel really good just to kind of release any tension that you may feel. Just work into the foot. If you didn't have the massage ball, you could also make a fist, and you can just use your fist and work the muscles of your foot. Now take it to the front part of your foot or the ball of the foot and then just kind of rock yourself right and left, grabbing your toes around the ball and then kind of rock back and forth, grabbing those toes on the ball as you kind of massage the front part of your foot. And then finally, take it to your heel and do the same thing. Whirling, circling your foot around, just releasing any tension, tightness. And once you're done with that, you're going to pick up the ball and then take it off to the side so that you're careful that it doesn't roll somewhere in your house. Now let's do our warm-up, the rest of our body. You're going to take your foot forward, step your right foot forward, and then plant your foot nice and strong on the floor, and then reach your hands up towards the ceiling, and then let everything go and release. Now, again, if you don't feel stable doing this, hold your hand onto a chair on one side, and then the other hand, you're just going to wave up and down. You can rock your hips slightly forward and just feel the front side of your hips stretch. And two more like this, holding onto the chair, or maybe you have both hands. And final one. Now keep your hands up there or holding onto the chair and just rock your hip right and left. We're going to be focusing on our glutes today, so we're just prepping everything, getting ready to really get that nice range of motion in our hips and allow us to feel really strong and stable. Last two. And last one. Take your other foot forward and do the same thing. Step it forward, plant your feet nicely into the ground, and then reach up towards the ceiling and then release. Drive your hips forward, feeling that huge stretch on the front side of your thigh. And you release. You have two more. Or maybe you're holding one hand into the chair. Last one. Now keep your hands up there and then just wave your hips side to side, right and left. Or hanging onto that chair and you're just moving your hips right and left. Looking good. You got 2 more. Last one. Awesome. Step it to home. Take your feet nice and wide, and you're going to put all your weight onto your right leg. So bend that right knee, but don't let the knee come forward. Push the butt behind you back, and then just feel a big stretch in your inner thigh on the other side. You can place your hands on your thigh, and then you come up to home. Do that again on the same side. Take it back, hip goes back, knee doesn't go so much forward. I'll show you from the side what I mean. So you're nice and wide, push your hip back rather than letting the knee come forward like this. So you see how my hip didn't go so far back? Now it's back and my knee is more aligned with my heel. 2 more times on this side. Last one, you can also hold onto a chair. Let's go to the other side. Sit into the hip and take it up. Or you have your hands on a chair and you're just stabilizing. You're bending your knee, your hip, and then the other leg is straight. If you're holding onto your chair, you're just like this. 2 more times, or your hand is on your thigh. And final one. Awesome. Now, finally, just do a little kick back, opening up the quad, and just getting that heel to your butt, and just kind of getting everything nice and warm and circulating in your lower body, that blood circulating. You can even take a few deep breaths if you want to. Last 2. If you need to hold onto your chair, hold onto your chair. And now we got marches. March, march. Take those knees forward, and you'll get that nice glute stretch. Or you can have your hands at center, and you're just marching. Last 3, and then we're going to grab our gliders. 2, and final 1, and relax. All right, so go ahead and grab 1 glider. And this is all lower body, so you can keep your hands at your waist or in front of your chest or holding onto the chair. If you do want to do arm movements, that's totally fine, but I'm going to focus just only on the lower body. All right, heel is up. You're going to stick your leg back behind you first, and then you push your hips behind you. Push those hips behind you, and don't let this knee come forward. So don't go like that. Keep the hips back, and then come all the way in. So leg goes back, push the hip back, take the hip up, and pull the knee back in. You got 8 of those. Back, sit, up, knee in. Holding onto the chair if you needed, and reach and stretch. Now what we're doing is we're working our standing glute. So what I want you to focus on is when you're doing this move, right here, you're standing tall, squeeze your booty, and then keep squeezing as you push your booty back. And that's really going to activate it. Now with your standing leg, try not to roll your arch in, or try not to roll on the outside of your arch. Try to stay neutral in your foot. So you push your big toe and your little toe into the ground, and then you really lift your body away from your hips. Last 2, hold on to your chair if you need. I need to hold on to it maybe. Last one. Good. Now this time you're going to stay back there and just hold the position in your hip and just stand up a little and then take it down a little. So I'm going down and up. Feel the butt engage. You're not going all the way up, you're not going all the way to standing, and you're not going all the way to that super, super deep sit. You're just kind of moving in that hip position. Stretching back. You got last 4. You should feel that booty working. Keep squeezing the glute. And 3, nice job. And 2, and hold it here. Stay nice and low, sit into that thigh, and then open your leg wide. Take it back to center. Open wide, center. If you start to feel your low back engage and it feels uncomfortable, really squeeze your abs and try to keep your spine nice and straight. So rather than rounding in your body like this, really stretch, lengthen through your spine. Last 2, last 1, and shake it out. Good. Take it to the other side immediately. Same thing. Stretch your leg back first. Now push your butt behind you as if you're trying to close the door of a car. Stand up tall, and then pull your knee back into center. Take it back, hinge in your hip, release the hinge, and reset. This is one of the hardest moves to do because most of the time we try to get the movement from our knee and not from our hip. But if you can get it from your hip, you're going to have a nice glute activation, and you're really going to fire up all the muscles on the back side of your body, getting your front side of your body and your back side of your body nice and strong. This also helps with hip stability. So if you have hip discomfort and you're like, I don't know why I have a lot of problems with like certain areas in my body, strengthening the backside is going to give you a more balanced and strong body. Last two. And final one. Good. Now we stay here and we just do that little up and down. Up, down. Push your heel into the ground every time that you come up. Heel into the ground and release. Good. And remember to squeeze your glute on your standing leg. Little sits up and down. You can even put your hand on your booty to feel the muscle working. Last two. And last one. Stay down there and hold the position, squeeze. Now swivel your leg out and swivel your leg back in, drawing a straight line behind you. So you're going all the way to the corner and back to center. Or if you had your mat, you're going over to 6 o'clock and you're going over to 7 o'clock. Good, really squeeze. Nice. Last three. And two. And one. And shake it out. All right, now we're gonna go back to our glute. Take your leg back behind you, right leg back behind you at 6 o'clock. You're going to lift your leg up. Lift it up and pause here. Find that butt muscle and then tap your foot onto the ground. Lift it up, squeeze, and take it down. And your goal is to go as high as you can without arching your back. So you're not arching and doing this. You're having your abdominals down, tight, ribs are down, and all you're doing is lifting, squeezing from the glute and releasing. Your standing leg, you're not locking it and straight, you're soft in your knee. And you're just lifting and lowering. You got last 8 and 7 and 6. Feel that butt working. 5. Good job. 4. Don't lean into your hip. 3. If you need to hold on to the chair, hold on to the chair. 2 and 1. Hold it there. Now bend your knee and pull the leg in and then press back. Have your toe flex this time instead of pointing. Press back and squeeze. Pull it in and squeeze. Good. And you'll feel a little bit more of that hamstring fire up when you have the knee bending and straightening. Remember to squeeze your glute every time you take it back. Last 2. Last 1. Now, take your leg out to the side, lift it, and close it in. Lift it, close it in. I know the stance foot's getting tired. We're almost done. You got last 3, 2, and 1. Shake it out. Good. Shake out your foot if you need. Roll that out, and let's go to the other side. Same thing. Soft standing leg, foot back behind you. Lift the leg up, pause, and squeeze. Find the butt, and then lower it down. Abs are tight, ribs are down, no movement in your low back. Everything is still in that low back, and you're just squeezing the booty, and you're releasing. Lift and squeeze, and lower. Don't turn out your knee. Keep that knee looking down towards the floor, and just focus on the top part of the butt working, the lower part of the butt working. Good, you got last 5, 4, 3, knee pull is next, 2, 1, hold it there, bend your knee, flex your toe, and then press back and squeeze, hold. And pull it in, squeeze, pause, in, squeeze. Now why are we doing this standing? If you have a shoulder injury, this is a great way to still be able to work your lower body without having to put stress on your upper body. And it's also good to work on your balance and stability. So you're not only working the butt, but you're working your whole body, creating a really strong, balanced center. Last one, hold it there, open to the side, and close it in. To the front, you got 8, and then we're done here. 7, nice job. 6, and 5, 4, back to the gliders in 3, and 2, final 1, shake it out. Nice. All right, grab your glider, and let's take it onto our right foot. Toe tap. This time you're going to sit, take your leg out to the side, and then you bend, you sit in your hip, stretch, You come up and you pull the foot back in. From this side, it looks like this. Leg goes out. Push your hip back behind you. You see how my knee doesn't go all the way forward. It goes a little bit forward, but my knee's almost in line with that heel. And then you come up and you take it in, just like we did at the back angle. You're doing now on the side angle. And little press, sit. Again, remember to squeeze your standing glute. That's the one that's working right now. Keep squeezing as you push your hips back behind you. You can even put your hand there, rub your booty to feel it, really engage. And take it back in. Last 3. And 2, you know what is next. It's going to be that up and down motion. And final 1. Now stay here. Little up, little down. It's only about like 2 inches that you're going up and down. Little up. Feel that glute working. Don't let your knee right here pull inwards. That knee needs to stay in line with your second and third toe. So really push out on your thigh. You can put your hand on your outer thigh to make sure that you're pressing outwards rather than putting stress on the inside of your knee. You got last 2. Sit into it. And last 1. And circle your leg back at 6 o'clock behind you. Circle it to the side. You're still sitting in your glute and you're just squeezing back. Take it to the side. Push your big toe and your little toe into the floor of your standing leg. Abs are tight. Spine is nice and long. Neutral spine. Don't arch in your back. Don't round in your posture. You got last 3. And we got 2. Nice and controlled. And we got 1. And shake it out. Woo! Should have felt that nice stability work there. Let's go to the other side. So toe is on the glider. Slide your leg out first. You're standing tall. And then you push your butt back behind you, knees in line with your heel. Stand up tall again. Pull your foot back in. So we're working on our balance. We're working on that length. You should feel a nice stretch on the inside of your thigh. Every time you're stretching your leg out, that length is going to really open up the leg. And you got last 4. Lift up tall. And squeeze those abs. 3. The more you can engage your abdominals, the more you're going to really stabilize through your body. 2. And last 1. Now, stay there and let's do the little sits. So, from this side, again, it looks like this. Sit, come up. Sit, come up. Very small. Feel the glute working. Hand on the booty and feel yourself press back and release. Push your weight into your heel rather than to your toe. So you really have to activate the back side of your body when you do this. The hamstring, the glute. Last 3, and then we're going to circle that leg back. And 2, and final 1. Circle it back. Stay low here. Circle it back. Squeeze the booty cheeks together and take it to the side. Squeeze and side. Good. All the way, that nice long reach. And holding that sit position. So rather than standing up tall and doing this, sit back. And last 3. Squeeze. Pretend there's a piece of paper between your booty cheeks and you catch it when you take your leg back. 2. Final 1. And shake it out. Beautiful. All right. Get rid of your glider for a second and let's work a little bit more of our outer leg and glute. So this time you're going to take your leg out to the side and you're going to lift it up. Again, if you need to hold onto the chair, hold onto the chair and then take it all the way down towards the floor. Abs are engaged. Lift it up and take it down. So you're going to control the motion. When you lift, don't lift up with your back, don't slouch, and if you can't go as high as me, just go there. Maybe you can only do a little toe tap today. But really squeeze at the top. When you get to that end range of motion, I want you to hold it for a second. Hold it, feel the muscle, and then release. And you got last 2, and then we're going to do a little lift, a mini lift. And last 1, and stay here, little lifts, up, up, up. Feel that muscle, really, really short right now. Up, beautiful. Squeeze into it. Good. You got last 5. Stance knee is soft. 4, 3, 2, 1. Little tiny knee pull. Knee pulls in. Take it out and squeeze. In and squeeze. Lengthen through your body. And last 4, 3. Feel the standing leg working. 2. Last 1. And shake it out. Now, you're going to cross your leg over your other leg, and you're going to reach out to the side and feel the glutes stretch, and then you release it. Cross it over and reach and get that beautiful stretch and release. So we really made the muscle work there when we're lifting that leg up and down. Now we're just going to open up our hip so it doesn't get tight. If you felt cramping there, this is a great way just to kind of open up everything. Last 2. And last 1. Awesome. Take it to the other side. Toe is out. Lift it up and pause. Find that muscle. If you need to lean a little bit over, lean over. That's totally fine. And then lower it down. I actually prefer if you do lean slightly over, you get a little bit more engagement in the hip. And lower down. Again, maybe you only go this high. Or maybe your leg is going all the way up here. Whatever works for you, as long as you can really hold and pause that and control the motion down. When you take the leg up, don't just plop the leg down. Control it. And last 2. Last 1, stance knee is soft, don't forget that. Hold it up there, little pushes. 8, 7, 6, squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, knee pulls. Knee pulls in, leg goes out. And it's a very small little knee pull. Watch. Tiny in, tiny out. I'm not going all the way to my abs. I'm not going there. I'm keeping the tension in my hip. Tiny little pull. And you got last 4, 3, 2, and final 1. Shake it out. All right, now cross your leg over. Get that beautiful side body stretch and release. Make sure you push your hip over to the side. So you're creating this nice C shape with your body or this curvature. And really stretch. Feel that hip opening up as you cross your leg on the front of your other leg. And then you reach your arm up and over. Maybe you don't want to use your arms today. Maybe you can't. So you just push your hip over. Or you're just holding onto your chair. Last 1. And shake it out. Good. Grab your glider again. We're going to work on an angle now. This is going to be the most trickiest move. Take your foot and stretch it on that back corner over to 5 o'clock. Once you're in this corner, I want you to reach and sit down and then come all the way up and pull it in. Again, do that same thing, but take your foot over to the front corner and you're going to sit. Sit and push your butt back and come up and then take it back in. So it's back corner, sit and stretch, put your weight in your heel, and it's front corner, sit back and release. I'll show you from the side. So you go corner, push the hip back. And then when you come to the front, again, I want you to push the hip back as if you're trying to sit down in a chair. And you got 2 more like this. Back, hip, and front, sit. Last 1 on each side. Back, stretch, and front, sit and stretch. Now, keep your foot to the back corner, and we're just going to move our hips. Twist your hips so they face the front corner of the room and feel that huge stretch in your glute, and then twist your hips so they face the other corner of the room and feel your inner thighs light up. So a little twist in, a little twist out. Now, what you're not doing is you're not twisting your waist. You're moving your pelvis. You see, if I had flashlights right here on my hips, you see on my beams, headlights point to 1 o'clock, and then they point to 11 o'clock. And this is a really challenging move if you're not used to moving your hips this way, but I promise you it's going to give you amazing, powerful glutes if you can get this range of motion through your hips, stretching them and then opening them back up. You got last 3, and last 2, and last 1. Stay here. Now, you're going to do that mini little sit like we did before. Just sit back with your hips looking over to the corner and stand up. Keep it small. Don't stand up all the way. Keep it small. Sit back. Feel that huge length in your glute. And you're going so slow down and up, pushing your weight through your heel. Squeeze and hold. Nice. And you got last 4. 3, again, hold on to the chair if you need to. And 2. And final 1. And shake it out, other side. So that was kind of a more advanced move, but it's all those rotational moves will really keep your hips nice and happy and stable. All right, let's take it to the other side. Take your leg at that back corner. Once you're here, sit back, no movement of the pelvis. Pelvis is looking at me. And then you come up, pull your leg in, take it to the front corner, and sit. Don't let your knee collapse in when you sit. Keep that knee in line with your second toe. Come up and release. Stretch it back, sit, up, take it in, forward, sit in your chair, up, take it in from this side, back corner. Feel the length, feel that inner thigh open up. And then front corner. Push your booty back as if you're trying to close that car door. One more time each direction. Corner, sit, and squeeze. Make sure your stance knee does not collapse inward. Keep it looking at your middle toe. All right, now we stay at that back corner and you're just going to little stretch. Little down, up and down. Reaching. And you're sitting into it. Back. Nice. You got last 4. Push through the heel every time you come up. 3, not all the way up and down. You're not doing that. Keep it microscopic. So maybe you're only going up 1 or 2 inches. And last 1. Now stay there. Twist your hips and open it up. And twist. I think I did that backwards. On the other side, I did the other way. But we're going to add 1 more to this just to balance it out. Twist in those hips and twist away. Twist it in. Open it up. Last 3 and 2 and 1. Now you stay here twisted, and again, micro little sit and up. Sit. So my toe is looking forward towards you, but my hips are looking over to the corner of my mat or to the corner of the room if you didn't have a mat. And you got last 4. Feel your glute working. 3 and 2 and final 1. Awesome job. Shake it out. Now, switch your legs again. Take your foot to the corner and turn out your leg. Lean onto your chair if you need to, or tighten your abs. Lift up on the angle and tap it down. Lift up on the angle. Nice, controlled. And now we're working with our knee facing the outside of the room. Your leg is opened and turned out, and you're trying to squeeze the butt muscle from this angle. And you got last 4. 3, keep your stance knee soft. 2, you know what to do next. Hold it up there. Little circle, little up and up. You got 4, and then we'll reverse it. 3, 2, 1, reverse it. Up, up, still circling your leg. If you're not able to circle, just lift it up. And 2, and final 1, and shake it out. Awesome. Go to the other side, same thing. Turn your leg out, and then lean slightly forward, lift, lower it down. So I was a dancer, ballet, and I had an amazing booty because of ballet. And these are the moves we would do, some of the moves we do in ballet, all those leg lifts behind you. It'll really get the full muscle to develop. So if you want to have strong glutes, this is an excellent way to do it. If you don't want to do stuff that's on the floor, this is an excellent way to really work in the butt. Last 2, stance knee soft. Last 1. Hold it there, and I'm going to show you the up variation. If you just did up, up, up. You don't have to do that circle if it didn't feel good for you. Or try the circle for 4 more. Emphasis is up, up. 3, 2, 1, and shake it out. Whew, you should feel a lot of glute engagement there. We're almost done here. Let's finish this off with a crisscross. Grab your glider again. And this time, you're gonna take your leg behind you. Squeeze your booty together, tight as you can. Grab that piece of paper and then release it. So just cross your leg first and just squeeze, no hinging in your hip. And just squeeze, press, and release. You got 3 more, and 2, and final 1. Now, squeeze the glute and then sit down and stand up and release. Squeeze, push the hips back, up, and release. You got 8. Sit, up, and down. And the whole time, you're still going as tight as possible, really activating. That'll give you that nice round inner part of your butt. And squeeze. Last 2. Sit into it. Last 1. And stay down there in that squeeze, little release, re-squeeze. Little release, squeeze. You should feel a huge stretch on the outside of your thigh, and you should feel your glute cheeks squeeze together, and then release every time you're pumping your leg. You may be going about 2 inches out, and then re-squeezing again. Last 2, and last 1, and shake it out. And I'm gonna show you from the side, same thing. So you're standing up tall, take your leg across you and squeeze. Find that booty muscle, and then release. Squeeze, put your hand there to feel it working. Standing leg is soft and straight, not locked. Last 3, and 2, pause at the end range. Last 1, hold it here. Now you're going to sit back, come up, and release. Again, cross it, sit, up, release. 6 to go. Back. And you'll notice we're not really sweating a lot today. The goal of this class was not to make you drenched in sweat. It was to really fine-tune and target our booty. So if you feel your glutes working right now, you know you're doing something right. Don't worry about sweating. Sweating is great if you're doing more cardio type of work, but we're doing more muscle, butt building kind of work. And this is the focus, to really just have that mind-body connection to this muscle. Last 2, and final 1, and stay there. Squeeze it in, pause, and slight release. Squeeze, slight release. Thighs together, slight release of those thighs. Again, you're pressing, crossing over. You have 4 more, and 3, and 2, and 1, and done. Woo. All right, let's march it out. Stretch out the glutes, and we are done. Let's cool it down. Please stay for the cool down. It's important just to kind of get your muscles back to that resting tone. We did a lot of movements that shortened them, stretched them, rotated them, and now we just kind of want to get them back to that comfortable position. So 3 more little marches, and 2 marches, and 1. Awesome. Take your feet nice and wide, and then bend your knees, glide your hands on your thighs, and just let your hips go down towards the floor. Feel a stretch in your inner thighs, your glutes. And then take it back up. Nice long stretch all the way up. If you have no shoulder discomfort, take it down and do that one more time. Turn your toes out slightly and take your feet nice and wide. And then twist to the right. Twist to the left. Twist your body over to the right. Or do whatever stretch feels good for you today. Left, and release. Walk your feet back in. Holding onto your chair if you need. Pull one knee to your chest and feel the glutes stretch. You can just stay still, or you can twist and wiggle if you have the balance. And final one on the other side. And there you have it. Thank you all so much for joining this standing only foundational glute workout with the gliders. Please write in the comments below what you would like to see next, and I will see you next time. Take care. Bye.